Hello, the internet. Hope you're all well. Thanks for stopping by. The DJI Neo 2. This is a brand spanking new drone camera from DJI, the second in their Neo range. It's only been out a few days. I've had the pleasure of using it all weekend, and I wanted to share some of my early thoughts with you. I'm not really a big drone fan. I've always seen them as being a bit of a niche, gimmicky and very expensive gadget, which you'll use for a couple of weeks, get plenty of fun out of, and then run out of interest and just end up putting it to one side and regret spending £700-800 on your new drone toy. However, this is an entry-level drone camera, and as such, it's a very good way of dipping your toe in the water and seeing if it's something for you. Being a follow-me drone, it's not one of these ones that goes 5, 6, 7 kilometres off into the distance and has spectacular views of rivers and pyramids and God knows what. This is a selfie camera as much as anything. Basically, it takes you out of the equation as controlling it. Although you can have an optional remote control or use VR glasses, really it's intended to be used from an app, the DJI Fly App. You install the app onto your mobile phone, either iOS or Android, and then you connect wirelessly to your new DJI Neo 2 drone. There it is in all its glory. And it basically takes you almost entirely out of the equation. While you can control it with remote control or VR headset, it's the app that really does control everything. And it does it all by AI. All that you do is you tell it where it wants to fly in relation to you, either to the front, to the rear, to the sides, wherever, what height, either low, face level or up in the sky, and how far away from you want it to be, either close, medium or far away. And that's basically it. There's a number of preset settings where you can get it to do little things like a rocket up into the air and then float back down, do a 360 or boomerang where it goes high and wide and then comes back down. It can do the dolly zoom that was made famous in Jaws, where the camera disappears into the distance but zooms in on you so things behind you become bigger or smaller, and it works really, really well. Then there's the chase function, the follow me function, which is what you're going to use it most for. That's where you just launch it from the palm of your hand and forget about it, and it just follows you around. You could be walking, running on your pedal cycle, and it works really, really well. I've had a good old play with this, and it works brilliantly well. It's got fantastic collision detection. I've gone around the back garden where there's overhanging branches and trees and garden ornaments and lots of things that can get in the way of it, and it sees them through its various LiDAR radar detectors, and it alters its path accordingly. It works really, really well. I've had the entire weekend playing with it. Took it to the park, had it follow me around and did some running around, and it just tracks me so well. It's one of the gadgets where you go, wow, that is actually really good. It does have a couple of little drawbacks. I actually took it to a park over in Nottinghamshire. I live in Derbyshire. I thought I'll go take it to a park and get it to chase the dog around. Put it to my back, into my rucksack, and went out there with my wife. And when we got there, the battery was dead. It wouldn't turn on. Couldn't understand why, because it had been plugged in all morning, charging up. I thought it must be charged up. What it is the battery has got a little bit of a quirky nature to it. There's a button on there where you activate the battery. You press it once, and then it sort of wakes up. You also have to do that, but when you plug it in to charge it up, you have to press it once to get it to activate, and then press it again, and it'll start charging. If you don't do that, it doesn't charge up. And it's the same when you actually want to use it. I thought it was broken out of the box because I pressed the button, and a long press, as it says, and the lights are all on, and then the lights have gone off. It's turned itself off again. What's going on there? You actually have to press it once and then hold it. There you go. It's now fully functional. It's a little bit quirky, that is, and you will come unstuck on a number of occasions. And there are a few other things relating to the battery that you ought to know about. The battery only lasts, in optimal conditions, it says, 19 minutes. So in real-world application, factor on 14-15 minutes. I got about 14 minutes of continuous use, and it got down to about 15%, and it refused to take off from that point onwards. It says low battery or battery overheating. I assume it was down to the low battery, but I can't be too sure because I have tested a couple of products recently for DJI, and they've had overheating issues. That is the DJI Osmo Nano. A fantastic little camera. It's a wearable action camera, which I wear on a headband. I do point of view on my sim rig, and it looks really, really good, but it overheats so quickly. If you do it in 4K, 30 frames or 60 frames per second, it shuts itself off after about 30 minutes. It's not ideal. And the battery itself only lasts about an hour if you can get it to stay on for that long. This, it doesn't feel hot like the battery does on the Osmo Nano, but it's telling me it's overheating or the battery is low. So factor on only getting about 14-15 minutes of actual real-world application. So with that in mind, I would recommend getting at least a second battery. Now, I've got this, it's the base model, so it's £210 effectively for just the camera and a charging cable. That's all you're getting, including one battery. There is a kit which is £80 more expensive, but you get 2 additional batteries, so 3 batteries in total, and a charging unit. So you can plug in just one charging unit and it'll charge all 3 batteries. £80 extra for 2 extra batteries. Now, the batteries actually retail at £40 each, $39.99, but you're getting the additional charging cradle as well. So however much that would go for individually, I don't even know if you can buy it separately, but I would go at least get 1 battery, but possibly 2 batteries if you're going to use a lot of it. Now, who's going to use this? Well, you'll see drone footage on the internet all the time, flying over mountains, over rivers, pyramids, wherever. It's not that kind of drone. It's really a selfie drone. It's for keeping you in shot. You can override it. You can take control on your mobile phone or with a remote control and send it off. You can apparently send it 500 meters away from your mobile phone. It will connect wirelessly to your mobile phone 500 meters away. I've not tried that. But if you use it with a proper remote control, it can go a lot further. But because it's so small, it's kind of more susceptible to atmospheric conditions, wind changes and humidities and things like that. So you want to keep it relatively close by. It's controlled entirely by AI, so that I can see it behind the this is a lens protection cap. The camera there is always monitoring you. That is the front of the camera as far as it's concerned. It's looking at you, and that is a bit which will always face you. That is the camera right there. The LiDAR detector things are on the back over there. It will always be tracking you, so it's always facing you, whichever way you're going. If you want it in the front, or maybe you want it behind, wherever. You control most of things through the app, but there are a couple of buttons underneath there. There's 2 buttons there for changing the menu settings and then the launch button. Now, the launch sequence is really quite good. All you do is you press the button just there and it will launch from the palm of your hand. And when you want it to return, again, just hold your palm out and wherever it is, it'll detect you. A little blue light will come on to say it's detected you and it will fly down, hover above your hand and then gracefully land and shut itself off. Works incredibly well. I was really impressed by it. So for £210 for the base unit, I think this is fantastic value. It's a great way of dipping your toe into the drone market to see if it's something for you. And I think this is the drone for most people. This can give you fantastic B-roll footage. I'm going to be interspersing this video with lots of video from this camera, and that's what I'm using it for, B-roll footage, and it works brilliantly well. I've got so many ideas of what I can use with this for. However, one thing to consider is don't have your dog anywhere near it. We've got a border collie. She doesn't like this at all. It really freaks her out. The propellers do make a lot of noise. These things aren't silent. Whenever you see the footage on the internet of a drone camera, it's silent or there's music playing over it. It's because there's no onboard microphone because it makes an absolute racket. You can record sound through either the DJI microphone or through your mobile phone, but you don't get sound from it, otherwise it will just be a racket of all the propellers spinning around. You can control it either by the mobile phone app, by gesture control, or by voice command. The gesture control works really well, and you can tell it's listening to you because it goes blue. The little blue light turns up, and it will respond to your various actions. However, the voice command doesn't work quite so well, basically because the sound its own propellers are making is impairing what you're saying, so it doesn't work particularly well. I won't bother with that one, but the gesture control works well, and the app works fantastically well as well. The app is really good, actually. I was a bit concerned because when I downloaded it from the iOS store, it's got a relatively low score. It's like 3.5 stars or something, but it actually works quite well. There's a bit of fluff that you can ignore, a few adverts, whatever, but generally speaking, the control of that works really well. Once you've got this airborne, you just walk and it will follow you. It'll do whatever you want. So in summary, if I was in the market for a new drone camera, if I was a first-time user, or even if I already had one but wanted a little compact one to take away with me in a rucksack, this will be a fantastic shout. There is so much technology packed into that £210 that you're spending on this thing. It's safe as well. It's got the cage protectors around the propeller, so you're not going to catch your fingers in there. Collision detection is fantastic. The tracking is fantastic. The quality of the 4K 60 frames per second is absolutely superb. It is a wonderful little device. My only qualms about it is around the battery. Either the turning it on with the activating the button and not being able to charge it quickly enough. It takes 60 minutes to charge it from dead, and releasing it with those two buttons, it's quite actually a little bit awkward, although it seems to be quite easy to get at. It's quite awkward to take the thing out. Also, the fact that it's got inbuilt memory footage. It's got it's not even 64 gigabytes. I think it's like 49 gigabytes. I prefer to have a physical card that I can swap out on the fly, because otherwise you've got to download the footage from it before you can use it again. It's a bit awkward, and it's a bit like that, and that's got the same thing. It's got an inbuilt memory card. I prefer a swappable, a physical micro SD card. I've talked about the charging time, the button, and the fact that it's only got 14-15 minutes of real world battery life. So I would recommend getting an extra battery for it, possibly investing in the 2 battery pack additional set for the extra £80, £289 on Amazon as I look at it the moment. But otherwise, this is a superb little piece of tech, and I've got no hesitation in recommending it to you, because I'm going to have so much fun playing around with this thing. I really am. Anyway, if you found this useful, then do consider a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. And I shall see you on the next video. Take it easy.